action, exciting, two-division champion of the world, known as the Mexican Monster, David Benavidez.
What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken for tonight's match.
This is the night. Everybody's looking forward to this night. The heat, the atmosphere, you could put it with a knife.
No doubt about it, this was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. I'm going to get a little more loosey-goosey. Let's see how this one feels. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Just see the nerves on a fight stepping into the ring, Tom. It can tell you so much about a fighter. And then look at the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
These punches coming from every angle. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Neither fighter willing to slow down. Punch, counter punch. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
To beat a counterpuncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
This round's... Did you see that? Antonio Tarver's in big trouble. Talk about Tarver in that last one. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Wow.
On to the second round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They're going to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Beautiful counter punch. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Misses with the straight left. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
They better start respecting each other's punching power. Can't land that jab. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That hook just can't find the target. How about that time counter shot? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Tarver in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
That was a terrible round, that was.
And there's the bell for round 3. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Punch is beginning to take its toll. Nice defense there, blocking the hook. Those counter punches have to hurt. You hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Nice counter shot. The courage on display here is incredible. That counter punch caught him clean. Swing and a miss with that jab. Carver's been rocked. And right back into the fray.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Tarver in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
The bell.
Back at it in round 4. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up.
Oh my God, Johnny! Tarver's been rocked. They've avoided catastrophe there.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
There's a counter shot. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Good counter punch. Time for David Benavidez. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special.
Take the round off and
time for the 5th round. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
A perfect counter shot. The straight right just misses. How about that time counter just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. That left uppercut doesn't score. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
The straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Beautiful counter punch. Can't land that jab. Antonio Tarver goes down. He caught him with that body shot, and it froze him in his tracks. Look at this again.
A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're okay.
Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. It's not over till it...
We're switching off.
This is the beginning of round 6. They really got banged up last round. What can they do? And wisely, they're going to take a knee here. No choice but to do that.
Absolutely gassed out. Didn't know what to do and hurt on top of that.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own. Swing and a miss with that jab. Throws the jab, it doesn't score. A perfect counter shot. They both want a highlight reel knockout. David Benavidez might be ready to go. Somehow weathered the storm.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What will they do? What will they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Good counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Tarver in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here. And there's the bell for round 7. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
What you've got to do, Todd, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in and guess.
Those counter punches have to hurt. His stamina is off the charts. Misses with the straight left. Pretty close fight here in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Good counter punching. the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided, hold it right there! Tarver in some serious trouble. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Bing Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Tarver in some serious trouble. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
There's a lot on the line here.
Get your shots off and don't put them in.
And there's the bell for round 8. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
They missed with the jab. Good counter punch. Did you see that? Oh, that one caught Tarver clean, and he might go down. I don't believe what we're seeing here.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once, they know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking.
How about that technique on that headshot? Let's see it again and appreciate. So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory. That is, Todd, did you see the shot? That's not a knockout, that's an assassination. What a shot.